This is Anti-Imperialist Front TV news for the week ending March 15th, 2025. Resistance to solitary confinement continues in the prisons of Turkey. Fascism in Turkey continues to attack revolutionaries in prisons. Revolutionaries under isolation torture resist these attacks using the hunger strike. With the isolation attack, fascism aims to separate revolutionaries from their comrades, from their beliefs, and to finish them off psychologically. Opposing these attacks, 9 revolutionaries are on hunger strike. Sercan Ahmet Aslan, Serkan Onur Yılmaz, Mulla Zincir, Bakıcan Işık, Yurdagul Gümüş, Mithat Öztürk, Hasan Ali Akgün, Ali Aracı, and Ayberk Demirdoğan are the names of those who continue hunger strike resistance. They demand the closure of these new types of isolation prisons, and they demand their transfer to where their comrades are. Massacre of Alawite people in Syria. The massacres of Alawites by HTS gangs in Syria continue. According to SOHR, the number confirmed in the massacres by the forces affiliated to the HTS Defence and Interior Ministries has increased to 1,383. Thousands of people are missing and some villages have been completely burnt down. There are even children among those killed. HTS gangs, which came to power with the support of imperialism, serve the plans of imperialism in Syria. All imperialist powers have a share in the blood that has been spilt. YPG and HTS reached agreement. Mazlum Abdi, the leader of the YPG, which forms the main body of the US-backed SDF forces in Syria, was recently taken to Damascus by American helicopter. As a result of a process shaped by US imperialism from beginning to end, he shook hands with Jolani, the murderer of thousands of civilians. In the announced articles of the agreement, they stated that they agreed on various issues ranging from integration to joint military struggle. This agreement is not independent of the solution process in Turkey. In the interests of US imperialists and their local collaborators, it ignores all the prices that have been paid by the Kurdish people for nearly half a century. Houthis. Attacks on Israeli ships may resume. The Houthis in Yemen, who organised attacks on ships linked to Israel due to Israel's attacks on the Gaza Strip, stopped their attacks after the ceasefire in Gaza as of 19th January, but have announced that they would resume attacks. According to Reuters news agency, the Houthis said in a statement that they would resume attacks on Israeli ships passing through the Red Sea and the Arabian Sea, the Strait of Bab al-Mandeb, and the Gulf of Aden. The Houthis announced on Friday, March 14th, that they would resume attacks if Israel did not lift its blockade on humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip within 4 days. Major protests against austerity in Argentina. There have been large-scale protests against austerity in Argentina, which has been imposed by the Javier Milei government of the country. Over 20 people have been wounded by police and more than 100 arrested. According to the British Morning Star newspaper, police have used shotguns against protesters. Russians retake Sudzha, socialist graves vandalized in Berlin. The Russian armed forces have retaken Sudzha in Kursk region. Last August, Kiev's forces had occupied the town and some of the surrounding countryside. Kiev's troops did what Nazis do and destroyed the statue of Lenin in the centre of Sudzha. This week, German Nazis vandalised graves in the Socialist graveyard and memorial centre in Berlin, removing plaques from graves, including that of Rosa Luxemburg. These Nazi grave and monument desecrators are what socialists and revolutionaries confront. The Nazis will not win whatever they try to do. This is Anti-Imperialist Front TV news for this week. For news outside the mainstream, follow us on social media. See you next week.